Welcome back to Azimuth Podcast. We are continuing our coverage of presidential candidates. Today, we're discussing Chris Christie's candidacy. I am Kimberly McNabb.
And I'm Barrett McNabb. Let's watch Chris Christie's campaign video on his website. Oh, wait. There isn't one. There is a 2-hour town hall, but we're not going to go ahead and play that. But I would strongly suggest that Governor Christie's campaign create a 2-minute, 3-minute long video that talks about all of the things that you want to do as President of the United States, the status of our country, as well as having some inspirational music and inspirational thoughts. But there is none of that on his website. So I would strongly suggest that his campaign team gets after it and starts to spruce up his campaign website because it's got a lot of great things to say. It just needs to be packaged,
right,
so that people can get to it.
I'm sure we could do a video comment, giving some do's and don'ts of these campaign videos.
Yeah, we've seen some great ones. Yeah,
we've seen some good ones, and still some tweaks that could be made.
Right, absolutely. So anyway, he's the former governor of New Jersey. Chris Christie was appointed to the United States Attorney for the District of New Jersey by President George W. Bush in 2001. And during his tenure from 2002 to 2008, he focused on combating public corruption, achieving convictions or guilty pleas from 130 public officials. That's insane. Mm-hmm. Democrats and Republicans alike. He went on to serve as the governor of New Jersey from 2010 to 2018, and during his tenure, he emphasized fiscal responsibility by not raising taxes and implementing property tax limits.
Oh. However, it is important to note that New Jersey's credit rating was downgraded multiple times during his time as governor, which is often a point of contention.
Yeah, Christie support tax incentives for businesses, school vouchers, charter schools, and changes to teacher tenure rules. He aimed at reducing the size of New Jersey's Department of Environmental Protection and promoting manufacturing and alternative energy.
Chris Christie became the second 2024 Republican presidential hopeful to visit Ukraine, meeting President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kyiv, touring ravaged villages and expressing strong support for continued U.S. assistance to Ukraine. He emphasized the need to prevent further suffering and advocated for bipartisan support for Ukraine.
But it's worth mentioning that the GOP presidential field is divided over the future of U.S. involvement in the Ukraine conflict. Christie has criticized President Joe Biden's approach and emphasized the need for Ukraine to receive the means to secure its freedom. Other candidates like Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, and Ron DeSantis have differing views on the matter.
Christie's visit to Ukraine underscores the importance of foreign policy and international relations for potential presidential candidates. It is a complex issue that requires a comprehensive approach.
Now, one of his positions is on abortion. Christie is pro-life, and he supported restrictions on abortions at the state level. However, he does make exceptions in the cases of rape, incest, or when the mother's life is in danger. However, he would not support a federal ban and would leave the issue to the states.
Another significant issue for Christie is entitlement reform. He has advocated for raising the retirement age to address the sustainability of entitlement programs. And when it comes to immigration, Christie is not in favor of open borders. He emphasizes the importance of border security and has a nuanced stance on in-state tuition for undocumented immigrants.
Now let's talk about Christie's strengths and weaknesses as a potential presidential candidate. Christie certainly has some notable strengths. He's a skilled debater. Mm-hmm. He's known for direct, no-nonsense communication style. His legal and government experience, including his time as a federal prosecutor and 2-term governor, are assets.
Christie's leadership during Hurricane Sandy earned him widespread praise and a high job approval rating. He's proven that he can win elections in a blue state, expanding the Republican base. Yet, on the other hand, there are weaknesses to consider. Christie's relationship with former President Donald Trump has been rocky, to say the least, and he is often viewed as an anti-Trump figure by some in the Republican Party. Republicans blame Chris Christie for recommending Christopher Wray to President Trump to be head of the FBI.
Well, his involvement in temporary closing of the George Washington Bridge during his governorship, known as Bridgegate, was a significant embarrassment and could be a liability.
And there we have it. As the 2024 presidential race continues to take shape, it will be interesting to see how Christie navigates the political terrain.
Yeah, and Governor Christie, make sure you have your staff update your website with some verbiage as well as some inspirational videos. I think that'll help you go a long way. Mm-hmm. But thank you for joining us on this episode of Azimuth Podcast. Until then, stay informed and engaged in the political process, and we'll be with you the whole way.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our show with all the stories we share, we would love your support.
And it's as easy as clicking that subscribe or follow button. This will ensure you never miss an episode and keeps us bringing you these important stories. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast family.
Thanks, and keep tuning in.